My name is Levi, and I'm currently having my Eagle Project fundraiser. This is a GoFundMe that's live right now. The link is going to be in the description. This is to help support my Eagle Scout project, which I am working on. It is to help my local church build some acoustic sound dampening panels. This is going to reduce the echo in my church, and I need $1,200. Please support. Eagle Scout Project, GoFundMe, description, fundraising, please!
Mic check.
We're going to be beginning in about 5 minutes, so please start finding your way to your seats. Thank you.
Thomas, if there's an assigned seating, I'm sitting next to you. I'm gonna be like a...
Hi, friends. Thank you all so much for coming. Welcome to Good Shepherd. I am Pastor Jeremy. I am the pastor here, and I also happen to be Levi's father, and I'm just so grateful for all of you. I want to let you all know that the bathrooms for this place are in the narthex on either side, but emergency exits, the way you came, or these two doors right here, just in case, all right? Thank you again so much for coming.
Thank you. My name is Thomas Helgren. I will be the MC for today's Eagle Court of Honor. And to get started, I'd like to invite Jacob Meyer up to the front, the SPL of Troop 444, to present the colors.
May the audience please rise. Color guard attention. Audience attention. Color guard forward march. Color guard halt. Color guard prepare to post the colors. Scout hand salute. Color guard post the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. Color guard reform. About. Face. Color guard forward march. Color guard halt. Color guard dismissed. Audience may be seated. Scouts, please remain standing. Scout sign. Please join me in the Scout oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Now the law. The Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent in the outdoor code. As an American, I will do my best to clean my outdoor manners, be careful of fire, consider the outdoors, and conservation-minded. 2. You may be seated.
Thank you. Next, we will have an invocation from Reverend David Vernon, Levi's grandfather.
Friends, will you join me in prayer? Almighty God, we stand before you in gratitude for your many blessings. We thank you for this gathering to celebrate the accomplishments of your servant Levi. We acknowledge his commitment, his discipline, and responsibility that has led him to this Eagle Court of Honor. Bless his parents and siblings that have supported him in this journey, and we thank you for the dedication of his Scout leaders who have helped to mold his character and instill the values of Scouting. For the many days of Scouting activities, the campouts in the cold, the rain, the heat, and the snow, we thank you for the gift of perseverance with which you have blessed him. So be present with us, we pray, O Lord, on this very special occasion, and bless the food that we will eat today and our fellowship together. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you. Next, we will have some special words from the Mayor of Concord, Mayor Carlin Aubringer.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. I see in the program it says Mayor's Minute. It's going to take me a little bit more than 60 seconds to honor Levi today. And I just want to say I'm really excited to be here. This is one of my first opportunities to join an Eagle Scout court, serving as mayor. And I just want to thank you, Levi, and your whole family for really dedicating yourself to public service through all of the efforts that you've made as a member of Boy Scout Troop 444. And so I have a special proclamation that I'm going to read recognizing you, Levi. And so whereas the scouting movement, founded by Baden-Powell in 1907, enables boys to learn skills to provide duty to God and country, service to others, and service to oneself, scouting also requires a commitment of time and energy in addition to your schoolwork. I understand you play the piano, you play volleyball, so all of these things. And you're also committing to moral, civic, and physical ideals which help the individual, help our community of Concord, and the nation as the Scout earns merit badges through levels of accomplishment, and the ultimate honor being the coveted and rare Eagle Scout Award, which you are going to receive today. And so you, Levi Jackson Serrano, are a member of Boy Scout Troop 444 here in Concord. You have earned 28 merit badges and worked 128 hours of community service, including being a patrol leader, a first aid instructor, a knots instructor, an assistant senior patrol leader, a senior patrol leader for Troop 444, a senior patrol leader for National Jamboree Troop 4419, a National Youth Leadership Staff and Camp Wolfboro staff, and you've achieved the rank of Eagle Scout. And whereas your Eagle project involved building 16 acoustic dampening panels for this church's fellowship hall, that sounds like quite an undertaking. And so therefore, it is my pleasure as Carlin Aubringer, Mayor of Concord, on behalf of the entire City Council, we are declaring today, December 14th, 2024, as Levi Jackson Serrano Day here in the city of Concord. So congratulations, Levi, and thank you. May I present this to you? There you go. Congratulations and thank you. Do I turn this back over to you?
Thank you. Next, we'll have a speech from Troop 444's Assistant Scoutmaster, Mr. Mahoney. I apologize. Before that, I did skip one. Mr. Gamache, the Troop 444 charter representative, does have to open the court. I'm sorry.
We can't, it's not official if I don't open the court. This is a very important act. And by the way, congratulations on this being your day. I understand this does not get you out of a ticket, so don't try. By the authority invested in me by the Golden Gate Area Council, I declare this National Eagle Court for the presentation of Eagle Award open. See, I told you it was complex.
Again, very sorry about that. Now we will have Mr. Mahoney with a speech.
Thank you all for being here today and to celebrate this wonderful young man, Levi. It's truly an honor to be here. When he asked me if I could speak today, of course I said yes. And of course I was free on December 14th, right? I wouldn't miss it. I don't think any of us here, I'm sure there's a lot of people here from a long ways. to come see you because you're truly a special human being, Levi. And I hope you know that. Yeah. All right. So I put a few words together today. Levi is a great scout. He always has been. He's the embodiment of what it means to be a scout. He's always approached scouting with a heart full of enthusiasm and a spirit of service. Always. He's always helping out. Never hesitates to jump up with a smile on his face and help anybody who needs it. You can't help but notice his constant smile as well. His whole family has a great smile. Your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, always smiling. And I know you've been through some challenges in Scouts and in life, and it's amazing that you keep that smile on your face as much as you do. And it's something to say about you and your parents. They've done a really good job. Whether it's assisting a fellow scout with a knot, which you're fantastic at, by the way, and you passed on to your little brother. Where are you, Ben? Yeah, there you are. You guys know how to tie knots better than almost anybody I've ever met. Sharing advice or lending a hand on a service project, Levi, you're always there, always ready to give. In my mind, what truly sets you apart is leadership. From the beginning of your scouting journey, you've been a natural leader, even while you were in Pack 444. As a little scout, you've always led by example, always stayed positive, approachable, and ready to help. Your leadership also inspires others to help, and I hope you know that. You've been one of those scouts that people look up to, the little scouts. There's always those older scouts that always do a great job at providing a great example, and by the people, by the amount of people here today, you've obviously been one of those. I've always been happy you're there for my son to look up to and daughter. You've always been a great example. So I know you told me to keep it quick today, but there's a lot I have to say about you. So your positive attitude, work ethic, and commitment to helping others have made a lasting impact on this troop. You've proven that being a scout is not just about achieving personal goals, but about building a community where everyone grows, learns, and thrives together. In closing, I'd like to give a little quick story about Levi. It was his first year at summer camp, Camp Wolfboro, which I know many of you are from, worked at, or have been to. If you haven't heard of it, it's a summer camp that we go to as a troop every year, every summer. When was your first year at Wolfboro? 2018, 2019? Yeah, so it was your first year at Wolfboro. I knew you because you had been in the pack, in the Cub Scout pack, but I didn't know you well, not as a older scout yet. So one story, and I know I told your mom about this in the past. I think I even emailed her just to tell you what a great kid you are. But it was his first year at Camp Wolfboro. He was just a little guy. He came up to me and asked me if he could borrow a carabiner. Do you remember this? Okay. Well, I'm not sure what you were using it for, but they usually use them to hook their water bottles onto their belts, or he might have been using it for something else. But obviously he needed one, and I had a box full of them, so I gave him one. I don't know if you lost yours or it broke or what, but I gave you one of mine. And it wasn't a big deal. Like I said, I had like 10 or 20 of them. I figured I'd never see it again, which, like I said, wasn't a big deal. So a day or two goes by, and Levi comes up to me and says the carabiner he borrowed from me had fallen apart. It wasn't a surprise to me since it was probably a cheap one, and I wasn't worried about it. And I told him not to worry about it, that I had plenty. Well, anyway, not too much time had passed, and here comes Levi with a big smile on his face and a brand new carabiner in his hand, right? He had gone to the trading post to purchase a brand new carabiner for me to replace the one that he had broken. Mind you, that he's 11 or 12 at this point, and not too many kids 11 or 12 years old would do that. It wouldn't even cross their mind to do that. So it was a little gesture, but it meant a lot, and it's obviously something I remember, 6, 7 years later. And it showed a lot about you. I always knew you were a good kid even before that, but this story has always stuck with me. It just proved everything I knew about you, that you're a great person with a good heart, and I'm excited to be celebrating with you and your wonderful family today. One more thing, he's an awesome big brother. All these years, my 2 boys are great brothers together, and you don't see that too often. But with Levi and Ben, man, they have a great connection. And, I'm sure you probably argued before, but I've never seen it in Scouts. But, you've always been a great big brother to Ben, and I know he knows how lucky he is, and he's a good brother to you too. But I've noticed you always checking on him, always, concerned about him, always watching out for him. And I've always respected you for that, because a lot of kids go to camp with their sibling, or go through life with their sibling, and just never even give them a second thought. So good job on that. Great job, Levi. We're all very proud of you for all you've done, both inside and out of scouting, and thank you for letting me talk about you today.
Thank you, Mr. Mahoney. I'd now like to invite all the speakers for Levi's Trail to Eagle up to the front to stand with your corresponding rank so that we can celebrate his path to Eagle. He's been through many ranks, and we'd like to take this time to celebrate all of them.
Scout rank. Levi Bridge from Cub Scouts and the Troop 444, switching from the switching from the switching from the Ettrick Wallace Patrol to the Dragonfire Patrol in March 2018, and he jumped right into the challenges of scouting. He went on his first hike with the troop, a small 5-mile hike to practice hiking skills, and he loved camping on the new out overnight. Soon after, he earned the rank of scout on May 22nd, 2018.
Tenderfoot. As a new scout, Levi attended Wolfboro for the first time and went on the sourdough hike. He made himself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich as part of his sack lunch. But when he walked in the brisk and refreshing waters of the Santa Ynez River, his sandwich was in his pocket and it got soaked. Levi ate the soggy and swollen sandwich anyway, and then felt sick for most of the overnight campout. But despite his lunch choices, he had a fun week and couldn't wait to go back next year. He also volunteered 40 hours working at Cub Scout Day Camp and camped at Sunset Beach. After 6 short months, Levi earned Tenderfoot on November 27th, 2018. And he has never eaten a peanut butter and jelly sandwich again.
That's very true. Very true.
Second class. As a tenderfoot, Levi participated in a couple of campouts like the Tamarancho Winter Camp out where he saw a B-12 bomber engine in the middle of the woods, and he volunteered for service opportunities like the pancake breakfast. He also began to work on merit badges and explore more of what scouting had to offer. He became the patrol leader of the Dragonfire Patrol and earned the second class rank on April 30th, 2019.
Levi didn't spend much time as a second-class scout. He attended Wolfboro again and came back home so dirty after a week of camp he turned the bathtub black after his first shower back home. By the end of the summer, on September 4th, 2019, Levi had earned first class, and he was halfway on his journey to becoming an Eagle.
Star rank. Levi spent the next 2 years navigating life and scouting through COVID times. He did virtual campouts and merit badges around the house. He took on the role of first aid instructor for the troop and taught younger scouts over Zoom so they could check off their first aid requirements. One particular adventure as a first-class scout was snow camping, where Levi and a few scouts snowshoed through a mile of Carson Pass, worked for hours digging a snow cave to sleep in, and ended up sleeping in tents overnight because the weather turned. It was 11 degrees at night with 20 miles an hour wind, and it snowed all night the next day as they snowshoed back to the cars. When Levi got home, he told his mother, "I'm glad I got to do snow camp, so that I can never do it again." On May 4th, 2021, Levi earned his star rank.
Life. As a Star Scout, Levi was more involved with the leadership of the troop and challenged himself to bigger adventures. He signed up for Philmont, a backpacking trip at a scout camp in the New Mexico mountains, and he spent 9 months hiking 108 miles in preparation for the task. In true Boy Scout fashion, by the time Philmont came, he was physically strong and mentally prepared, and he enjoyed the challenge of the 70-mile hike over 12 days. He came home and told everyone his parents sent him to fat camp because he lost 15 pounds over the 2 weeks he was gone. But Philmont really was a trip of a lifetime, and he made incredible memories on the adventure. He also became an assistant senior patrol leader for the troop and went through National Youth Leadership Training, or NYLT. He earned life rank on March 1st, 2022, and was now only 1 rank away from Eagle.
To complete his NYLT training, Levi hosted a movie night for the troop and took a small group of scouts to the Santa Cruz Beach boardwalk overnight. He also planned and executed Levi's spectacular, fun, epic, super helpful food drive, where his troop collected over 529 pounds of food for the local food pantry. Where am I? He stepped into the role of senior patrol leader, and he enjoyed working on staff at NYLT, helping train future leaders of scouting. Levi led a contingent of 30 scouts and adults to West Virginia for the National Jamboree. And no matter what anybody tells you, Levi did not burn the beans for dinner. Levi also loved whitewater rafting, BMX biking, and laying a wreath on the tomb of the unknown soldier in our nation's capital. This last summer, Levi had the privilege of working on staff at Wolfboro, and he quickly grew to love the experience and his coworkers. So much so that he's already planning on staffing Wolfboro again this summer. Levi's Eagles project was building acoustic dampening panels for this church fellowship hall. He spent his 17th birthday, leading a group of scouts and adults to finish the panels. And then his grandpa Jez came up, and the two of them hung all 16 panels together. The project was very successful. The panels improved the signal-to-noise ratio by 15 decibels, and congregation members said it changed the experience in the fellowship hall from an unpleasant and difficult to very comfortable and enjoyable. Levi earned his Eagle rank on October 1st, 2024.
Thank you all. It's truly incredible to see how far Levi's come. I'd now like to invite Speaker Mr. Turner, the Troop 444 Committee Chair, up.
All right. Well, Levi, you did it. Good stuff. Thank you all for being here today as we are gathered here to honor Levi Serrano. You've heard about all his accomplishments, all the hard work he's put into making everything happen. I know my son got his Eagle about a year ago, so I know the pride that Levi has and his parents must have. Jess and Jeremy, great Scouter family. Ben, you're doing great. I know I'd tell you to walk in Levi's footsteps, but I know you've got your own path and you're doing great. So, right on. Levi also asked me to be brief. I shall try. So, a couple of things I wanted to talk about. So Levi joined April 1st, 2018. We all just heard about his trail. One of the things that he did along the way was Philmont Scout Ranch. And you heard about that. And that's something that he asked me to spend a little bit of time talking about today. So I had the privilege of being on the trail with Levi. The 70 plus miles, the hailstorms and the nightly weather. You could every day you could kind of take a look and you'd see the clouds rolling in. You could almost set your watch to it. You get about an hour or so of rain, hail, and then we'd take cover, and then everything would dry out and everything was great. So it was pretty crazy that way. Base camp was around 10,000 feet, so most of the hiking we were doing was up and down. Highest point was about 11,500 on the tooth, where on the top of the tooth at the time we all brushed our teeth. It was a fun time, and I think we listened to Gravity. Somebody had about a little bit of charge left on their phone, and we listened to Gravity while brushing our teeth on tooth at a time. So we've kind of heard about how Levi is active and does things. So a couple stories from Philmont. So as you're on the trail to Philmont, there's all sorts of different stops along the way. You'll stop at camp, and maybe you'll refresh your water. You'll sit down. You'll eat something. They'll have an activity. On one of those activities, we come into camp, and most of us said, "Oh, they were going to teach us how to lasso. We're going to learn how to rope a calf." Oh, that sounds great. So we do that, but of course Levi, he doesn't operate the same as the rest of us. He starts looking around, and he noticed some kids playing chess over at the main cabin. So he goes, gets some skills in there, and he says, "Can I play?" If you have never played against Levi, he's pretty darn good. All right, so he wipes the floor with everybody, and we can't get him out of the place. And then we got to go. It's we're burning daylight. We need to set up camp. And so I don't know if you've ever seen it, but Levi starts going on this speed chess thing, and won a game of speed chess. So he wipes the floor with everybody, does a speed chess. We go on. Levi leaves victorious. That's great. Next couple days, we're marching along, and we come across a camp. I think it was Clear Creek. So we come across Clear Creek camp. Levi is looking around. He says, "Oh, what can I get into?" And he sees an axe yard. Okay, and he goes there and he says, "Oh, he starts looking around and he sees the camp staff, and he says, "Any of you up for a competition?" So I know this now. I didn't know it then. I guess Levi has an axe yard in the backyard here somewhere. He's we're all pretty nervous of him now. If you ever see him coming at you with an axe, run, because he can. So in any case, he clears the place out. He wins. He beats everybody. He does that, right? So all right. So the second camp, he wipes out and wipes the floor with everybody. It's pretty entertaining. Probably the most entertaining just visual that I had with him at Philmont was around. There was a farmstead we went to, and this is very rural. There's no electricity, no whatever. And this farmstead's on top of this hill. And so we're talking to the camp staff there, and they start, well, how do you get your water up here? How do you get your milk up here? I said, well, we got to go all the way down this hill. It's a couple hundred yards. I think it was 100 yards down the hill, and we get our water from the creek down here. And we had to carry it up in buckets. Oh, that sounds very painful. But there on the wall, Levi notices they've got some sort of time challenge thing. So I guess the staff there, they had this time thing where you go down to the bottom of the hill and you put this yoke on, you put the two buckets and you run up the hill. Of course, Levi decides he needs to do that. So he gets down there to the bottom of the hill, and he puts these 2 buckets on, and he puts this yoke on. Remember that? I've got the video. We can share it. So, and he runs up this dang hill. Now, as active as Levi was, he was never the speediest guy. All right, so he didn't get he didn't get the camp record, but this was one of those perseverance, strength, willingness to jump into anything. And it's kind of how Levi did his scouting career. You know, whatever opportunity presents itself, however he can have fun, that's what he does. He just jumps right in the middle of it, no fear, takes it on. That's what's made him a great scout. That's what's made him a great leader. That's made him somebody that all the other scouts look up to, including myself. So, Levi, it's been great. I appreciate you. I appreciate all you've done in the troop, and I've learned a lot from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Turner. I'd now like to invite Mr. Mizutani up with another speech.
Thank you. Well, first I'd like to always kind of read the group here. How many of you guys are friends of Levi? You're here as a friend. Well, okay, you guys. But high school friends. Couple there. Okay, family members. Okay, scouts. All right. Did Levi offer to pay anybody to be here? A couple of you guys. All right. And I'm just excited to see a church with full pews. So I'm going to start out because my speech started, oddly enough, with an Old Testament reading. So I was Mrs. M will verify this. I'm sitting at the kitchen counter going, what am I going to say about Levi? I have so much to say. And then I get a message on my email saying, from one of our liturgists where I worship, saying, I'm sick and I need someone to fill in. So I said, okay, I'll do it. And he gave me the reading, and you guys might get this. It's Malachi 3, 1 through 4. And in that are these words. He will purify the descendants of Levi and refine them like gold and silver. And so I use my Bible reference, which is Mrs. M. And she says, well, actually, it wouldn't hurt you to do some study on the passage you're reading, hint, hint. And it had been a while since I'd read about the Levites, and once I started reading, I said, that's right. The followers of Levi were all given priestly duties and special responsibilities and things like that, right? And then I think, whoa, you mean anyone that follows this Levi is going to have special responsibilities and high expectations and things like that? And then I thought, they will. They will. I started to think about, okay, if I was in that position, a position of leadership, and I knew that generations after me were going to follow my example, what kind of leader would I want to be? And what kind of leader is Levi? So, like a lot of things in life, that me subbing as a liturgist kind of wrote my whole speech for me, because Mrs. M will tell you, I was struggling. And Levi is hard to describe, isn't he? Levi's hard to describe. But for me, when I first met Levi, he's a Webelow, and he came to our Webelow skills camp. And Levi is so hard to describe, and I would say so unique, that his own parents didn't even bring him. Remember that? It was David, you brought him. And he is a unique individual. But when I first met Levi, he reminded you, we all know what a doppelganger is. What's a doppelganger? Someone that looks exactly like you, but it's not you. So I met Levi, and Levi was the mental and he didn't look like a scout that I knew, but personality, mentality, mannerism. He was the doppelganger for a scout that I knew over 20 years ago named Michael Shakow. And Michael was a Weeblo who was bridging into my old troop, and I was an assistant scout master. And right off the bat, he starts asking questions. When can I get Eagle? How fast can I get there? What kind of activities do you do? What do you think I should do in my first year of scouting? I mean, right off the bat. And Levi was very much that kind of person. So the other thing about Michael was I noticed that he kept asking the adults questions, and he would question the answers. How fast can I get Eagle? In typical ASM, Assistant Scout Master, well, it's not about how fast you get there, it's what you learn along the way and the connections you make and all that other stuff. And Michael would say something, well, why does that matter? Is that important? And when I first met Levi, it's like, whoa, this is exactly the same experience. So I stayed in contact with Michael, and I'm going to tell Levi and the audience some of the things that where Michael is at now, so that generations later, you can see, we can see how Levi is doing. Because so far, you're tracking right with him. So Michael was a den chief. One of the scouts that Michael mentored was a Cub Scout named James Rhodes Dreyer. Some of you may know him. He is the Scout Executive for the Golden Empire Council. Michael made the rank of Eagle Scout. Okay, you've done that. He went to Brandeis University, got a bachelor's and a master's there. While at Brandeis, he was an EMT supervisor. Mr. Fideli will appreciate that. He was a class senator. He was in the sketch comedy troupe, so he wasn't afraid of being funny, and it wasn't dad jokes like I say. He was an on-air DJ for the college radio station. He was a member of the skydiving team and the scuba diving team. And normally, if you're that active, it's hard to study, but Michael graduated cum laude with honors. Oh, I should also mention that in addition to graduating like that with a poli-sci degree, he had 3 minors. So, Levi, I know you're graduating and going to college, but hopefully you can keep up with Michael. Michael also then continued and got his JD degree from New York University. When he was in law school, he wanted to... any lawyers in the audience? Do we have any attorneys in the audience? None? Really? Anyhow, when he was a law student, law students have to clerk as part of their curriculum. And oftentimes they clerk at a law firm, maybe it's family law or real estate law. And Michael says, I want to clerk for a federal judge. And all his classmates laughed at him. He said, you can't, we're law students. So he applied for some, went for an interview, and the federal judge had an Eagle certificate on his back wall in his chambers. And Michael starts out with, oh, I see you're an Eagle Scout. They had an hour-long conversation about their scouting experience, and this federal judge who still, you sit on the bench until, at the federal level until I think you die or whatever. And he said, you're in. Are you going to be able to keep up? So now Michael practices interstellar law. So there's family law, there's municipal law, there's state law, there's federal law. Michael now practices interstellar law. He works for a company that does satellites. So he has to broker deals not only between countries that have access to satellites, but the whole airspace that the satellites travel. All right, so you're already super involved with a bunch of activities. But I still struggle sometimes with what kind of leader is Levi going to be. Well, first of all, you have to be able to lead yourself, and he does a very good job of that. When I was his scoutmaster, I would often put him in roles that I thought lined up well with him, like first aid instructor. But Levi, I also put you in roles that I thought you'd struggle with. And you'd always call me on it. I know why you're doing that, because you don't think I can do a good job. And of course, he would do a good job. So my message to the younger scouts is we've learned that Eagle Scouts are leaders. You've heard that several times. But what kind of leader is Levi? Have we all figured that out yet? We've had a couple in here. Where's Parker Sowers? Stand up for a minute. Parker, I've heard several comments about Parker's merit badge sash. We got to come up with something. Unreasonably large merit badge sash. How many are on there, Parker? I've been his counselor on a couple. He does them the right way. He's never earned a merit badge with me with less than 3 merit badge sessions. A lot of people on that path to get all of them are, it's all about me, it's all about what I can get, it's all about how fast I can get it. He does it the right way. And he's doing it by being on NYLT staff, being on Wolfboro staff, all of that, giving back to the younger scouts. Last time I looked, I think that example is called servant leadership. The mayor, the honorable mayor, was here. She just got elected on Tuesday. We had the turnover reception until like 10 o'clock at night. We were just at Via Santa to a senior with her at 8:30 in the morning. What kind of leader is our mayor right now?
Yes, sir.
Servant leader. So, future Levites, followers of Levi, we've all been selected to be servant leaders. People naturally follow you, so always remember that. And for you younger scouts, remember that leadership and servant leadership is the hallmark of our program. Not shouting, but showing. Leading by example, by doing, not telling. So congratulations, Levi. I've finally figured it out here. We're all Levites. We're all going to still follow you. I've laid out your path that we all, at least I expect for you to keep up with Michael Shakow. And I have a little gift for you to remember that. I've made a Christmas ornament for Levi, and it's the challenge coin. And it's embedded in wood, and the wood is from a Wolfboro bench, a vintage Wolfboro bench that was salvaged by Ranger Sean, crafted into an ornament. So, Levi, congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Mizutani. Now, for what we've been waiting for, I'd like to welcome Mr. Meyer, Troop 444's Scoutmaster, to present the Eagle Award.
Thank you all for being here today. This is one of my favorite parts of being a Scoutmaster. I've been Levi's assistant Scoutmaster for a couple years, his Scoutmaster for a couple of years. I was an assistant Scoutmaster with him in his Jamboree contingent, and I can say with firsthand knowledge, he absolutely burnt the chili. I had to fact check that for those of you who were curious. And believe it was after claiming that this was going to be the easiest dinner possible to cook. So, Levi, would you come on up, please? It is that magical time. Hopefully there's no cooking involved. So, Eagle Scout is the highest award that a scout can earn in Scouting America. And less than 10% of scouts ever get to this point. And oftentimes at Eagle Scout Courts of Honor, I think it's important to recognize not only our Eagle Scout, who is about to become an Eagle Scout, but all of the other scouts, our Eagle Scouts who are with us here tonight. Because oftentimes for those of you who are visiting, this is likely to be most Eagle Scouts you will ever see in one place. So if I could ask all Eagle Scouts here this afternoon with us to please stand up. And this might take a few minutes, but we're going to start over here with Nate Mahoney, and we'll work our way around the room. Nate, could you tell us when you earned your Eagle Scout and where and with what troop? And then I'm just going to let you pass the microphone around, and eventually, before the sun goes down, it'll make its way back up to me up here.
My name is Nate Mahoney. I earned Eagle Scout on September 12th, 2023, in Troop 444.
Matt Mahoney. I earned Eagle Scout back in the 90s. I'll let you guess. Troop 364, Clayton.
Bob Ashley, 1997, in Troop 208 in Michigan.
Madeline Rule, July 23rd, 2024, and Troop 444.
Ananya Sriram, late February of this year, 7062 in American Canyon.
Nolan Turner, I earned mine on November 28th, 2023. From Troop 444.
My name is Fred Skillman. I earned my Eagle rank December 1st, 1975 in Troop 444.
I'm Parker Sowers. I earned my Eagle rank October 23rd, 2023 in Troop 007.
I'm Atticus Anderson. I earned my Eagle rank August 23rd of this year, and I am in Troop 007 Benicia.
I'm Ivan Pena. I earned my Eagle on September 15th, 2021, and I'm from Troop 86 Pinole.
I am Colin Filippini. I earned my Eagle July 27th, 2022, and I am from Troop 405 in Pleasant Hill.
Hi, my name is Curtis Watkins. I earned my Eagle in November 2022 in Troop 90.
I'm Justin Yee. I got my Eagle in 2014, Troop 12 out of Vallejo.
Andrew McCann earned it in 1-5, on January 25th, 2022 from Troop 444 in Concord, California.
My name is Hari Patanjali. I earned my Eagle on July 12th, 2022 with Troop 444.
I'm Thomas. I earned mine August 2020 with 444 as well.
I'm Josh. I earned my Eagle in September 2023 with Troop 24 in Berkeley.
My name is Caden. I earned my Eagle June 2024 in Troop 874 in San Ramon.
My name is Orion Olmsted. I earned my Eagle August of 2024 in Troop 112.
My name is Aiden Fideli. I earned my Eagle December 30th, 2019 in Troop 444.
I'm Nick Mueller, and I earned my Eagle Scout on November 7th, 2019 with Troop 444.
My name is Scott Katay. I earned my Eagle on May 2024. I forgot the exact day. I got it with Troop 444.
Robert Katay earned my Eagle in April 1982 in Troop 28, Rancho Cordova, California.
Craig Mizutani. I earned my Eagle in Troop 14 in January of 1986.
I'm James Mizutani. I earned my Eagle on August 7th, 2014 in Troop 444.
I think we got everybody. All right. Thank you all. We ready, Levi? All right. So before we award the Eagle rank, one of the first things we need to do is we need to get you ready to look like the Eagle part. So we're going to change out that neckerchief. Now we're looking correct. All right. Could I invite your parents up here to join you? So tonight, or this afternoon, we're here to honor Levi with Scouting's highest award. If you look around this afternoon as we gather after for our celebration, you might see quite a few of these. And almost every Eagle Scout here can tell you about their pin and where they got it and when. They remember this day. And this day, Levi, is going to be about you. So I'm going to hand your mom your Eagle Scout award, and she can pin it on your uniform. Could I get a round of applause for Levi, Troop 444's newest Eagle Scout? Congratulations. Now, we know that not every Eagle Scout travels this journey alone, and none of us, myself included, could have gotten there without a lot of support from our family, our community, and our scouting world. So, Levi, you have quite a few pins to hand out. So here are some of them. We have parent pins, grandparent pins, all kinds of pins for Levi to award to recognize those in his community who helped him on this journey. So we'll start with those.
All right, so the first pin I would like to give out is to someone who has been there for the 17 years of my life. It's two people, actually, and who have helped me through every step of my scouting journey and in life in general. So these two pins, one for my dad and one for my mom.
And you can pin those on.
And this last pin is for someone who has been there for all of my Eagle and all of the steps that I've worked to get Eagle, and I would not be able to be an Eagle without their guidance and their leadership and all of their help. So this is for Mr. Skillman.
All right, can I get another round of applause for Levi? And you can escort your parents back and continue with our program.
Thank you, Mr. Meyer. Now for the presentation of the shadow box, I'd like to invite Mrs. Ramu up to the front.
Good evening, everybody. It's a true honor to recognize Levi Serrano for achieving the prestigious rank of Eagle Scout. Through dedication, hard work, leadership, and of course his smile, Levi has made a lasting impact on his community. I asked my son Sethu about Levi last night, and Sethu did not even think a little bit. He started saying Levi is very kind, nice, helpful, talented, smart, very, very active, and wears a beautiful smile always. His Eagle Scout project exemplifies his commitment to service and his remarkable character. Levi, your achievement inspires all of us, and we couldn't be prouder of your success. Congratulations on reaching this incredible milestone. We wish you all the very best to follow the Scout oath and Scout law throughout your life and bring laurels to your family, Troop 444, and the community. Stay nice, kind, and keep smiling. Before presenting the shadow box, I would love to thank Mrs. Turner for helping me throughout this process of making this shadow box, and I would love if I could have her here to present the shadow box to Levi. I would also love to thank Mrs. Ibarra for running to the Scout store at the last minute and getting Levi's pins so that we could make the shadow box on time.
Levi, could you please bring your parents over? So, Levi, congratulations for achieving the highest rank of Eagle. And as a token from Troop 444, Mrs. Uma and I would like to present you with your Eagle Shadow Box.
And this is not everything. We have left some spot for things coming in the future. He has something coming in March, and he will be putting it over there. It's his order of arrow patch.
Thank you. And now for the Eagle Challenge, I'd like to invite James Mizutani, a member of Levi's own Troop 444 and Wolfboro staff.
Levi knows my father's propensity for long language, so he gave me a prepared statement. Levi, congratulations. The foremost responsibility of an Eagle Scout is to live with honor. To an Eagle Scout, honor is the foundation of all character. The Eagle Scout knows that a scout is trustworthy is the very first point of the Scout law for a good reason. An Eagle Scout lives honorably not only because honor is important, but because it is crucial for setting a good example for other Scouts. Living honorably reflects credit on your home, your place of worship, your troop, and your community. May the white of the Eagle badge remind you to always live with honor. The second obligation of an Eagle Scout is loyalty. This means being true to your family, your Scout leaders, and your friends, school, community, and nation. Loyalty to the troop and your fellow Scouts makes you pitch in and carry your share of the load. All of these help to build the loyalty that means devotion to community, to country, to one's own ideals, and to God. Let the blue of the Eagle badge always inspire your loyalty. The third obligation of an Eagle Scout is to be courageous. Courage has always been a quality by which people measure themselves and others. To a Scout, bravery means not only the courage to face danger, but also the determination to stand up for what is right. Trusting in God, with faith in your fellow citizens, you can look forward to each day, seeking your share of the world's work to do. Let the red of the Eagle badge remind you always of courage. The fourth obligation of an Eagle Scout is to be cheerful. To remind the Eagle Scout to always wear a smile, the red, white, and blue ribbon is attached to the scroll of the second class rank, which is turned up in a smile. Another critical responsibility of an Eagle Scout is service. Eagle Scouts extend a helping hand to those who still toil up Scouting's trail, just as others have helped them in their climb. The performance of the daily good turn takes on a new meaning when the Eagle Scout enters an adult life full of continuing service to others. Eagle Scouts stand as protectors of the weak and the helpless, aiding and comforting the unfortunate and the oppressed. They uphold the rights of others while defending their own. As an Eagle Scout, you will always be prepared to put forth your best. Levi, you deserve much credit for having achieved Scouting's highest rank, but wear your award with humility, ever mindful that the Eagle Scout is looked up to as an example. May the Scout Oath and the Scout Law be your guides for tomorrow and into the future.
Thank you. And I know, Levi, you just sat down, but I'm going to have to call you right back up for your Eagle response.
Thank you, Thomas. I know most of you are here for only one thing. Don't worry, there are tacos, but you do have to wait until after the speech and the ceremony. For this Eagle speech, I would like to take a long reflection. It all started back in 2007 when my mother gave birth to me. But what does it mean to be alive? Please join me in this dissertation. We will ponder the meaning of life and the world around us. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to do all that. I will keep it short. I'm not going to do another Scoutmaster Minute. Being an Eagle Scout is not an award. It's not an achievement that you earn and never talk about again. It's a position. Just like a job title or being senior patrol leader, it means being there to help others up to a place that you are now. You can spend all your time climbing a mountain, but what really matters is how you help others to achieve great things too. I hope that young Scouts here can achieve Eagle and then help those become Eagles onward forever. My achievement of Eagle Scout and the Scouting career was not a piece of cake either. It required a lot of sacrifice and dedication. Of course, there were some fun events like burning the beans in Washington, D.C. that our starving troop needed and facing Mr. Meyer's wrath. But some of my best memories are from Scouting, like Wolfboro staff and campfires with 444. I also loved whitewater rafting at Jamboree and singing songs louder than I could imagine at NYLT. And who could forget climbing up that awfully amazing Tooth of Time in Philmont? I will always hold Scouting of America in my heart and the special memories I made. I really am so grateful that everyone could be here for this celebration. All of you mean so much to me, and I'm so happy that I can celebrate this achievement with all of you. Each one of you has helped me as friends, co-workers, and guides to push me to achieve Eagle. I would not be an Eagle Scout without every single person in this room. Some of you have spent hours helping me in my Eagle project. Others encouraged me when I felt I couldn't go on. Some of you are my closest friends and family, supporting me since a very young age. If achieving Eagle was an activity, you all would have a patch for it. And in fact, if you all will take a look under your seats, you will find that you actually have earned a patch. So please look under your seats. You will feel something taped there. If you are unable to find a pin, we have patch. We have some extras in the back. Thank you so much for all of your help with my Scouting career. And as always, I will continue onwards and upwards. I'm going to stay for this side. And now is my favorite time because I get to hand out gifts. So could I please get all of my grandparents up here with me? All of them. Yes. All right, each one of you have all helped me significantly with my project, either encouraging me or spending hours hanging up boards in the fellowship hall. And I want to thank each and every one of you for your dedication and your commitment. I would not be an Eagle without every single one of your help. Thank you all so much. So for you, I have a grandparent pin. This is for each of you. Next up, I would like to give out the Eagle Challenge coins. If you know an old scout, his name was David Moore. He gave a very, very long speech. He's very ancient by now, like 19 or something. But David Moore gave a speech, and I'm going to try my best to recreate that. How he explained Eagle Challenge coins is they're coins that an Eagle Scout will give to a scout to help push them to become an Eagle. And how I like to think about it is that I can give a scout or two some of these coins, and that they can give another scout 2 of those coins, almost in a triangled scheme, kind of. I'm not going to say the actual word, but something like a pyramid plan, dare you say. So could I please get Jaden and Jackson up here? If not, yes, Jaden. So, Jaden, this Eagle Challenge coin is for you. I cannot wait to see you become Eagle. Thank you very much. Thank you. And finally, I know you all are itching for some tacos, but I'm going to hand out a couple more gifts. I will not have a super long-winded story for this. So it's mainly inside jokes, so you all can open it on your own. But when I call your name, could you please come up to receive your gift? So first up, we have Mr. Meyer. There you go. Congratulations, bud. Next up is Mrs. Mizutani. Something like that. And Mr. Mizutani, you can make your way down, please. Next up is Mr. Mahoney.
Thank you, Levi.
Second to last is Mr. Skillman. And finally is Mr. Turner. And I'm going to ask Thomas, could you come up, please, just to hold this mic? I am going to give a little bit of a story for Mr. Turner. I promise it will not be too long, but Mr. Turner and I survived Philmont together, and I would not be able to get through Philmont with Mr. Turner. So, if you could hold this, please. Thank you. What? Don't worry. If I can get this. What, if you can open your gift now, would be great, actually. So, Mr. Turner always has a lot of very fun stories about Philmont, and I would not be able to complete Philmont with him, as I said before. So, he has a matching shirt with me that says, "I survived Philmont." You can't see the text, with Mr. Turner. He says, "I survived Philmont." Here we go. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Now, I'd like to invite Aaron Lim up here to lead us in the Scout Oath and Law.
Hello, everyone. My name is Aaron Lim. I was the Scoutcraft director for 2024, which means I was basically Levi's boss, which is a really unique opportunity if you know Levi. He's a really great person. And we're going to share with you, if you'd please join me in the values of the scouting organization. They're inside your program on a blue piece of paper. We're going to read the Scout Oath and Law. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. This outdoor code. As an American, I will do my best to be clean in my outdoor manner, to control fire, to be scared in the outdoors, conservation-minded. The Scout motto, be prepared. And the Scout slogan, do a good turn daily. Thank you, you may sit down. Levi, working up at Camp Wolfboro, has exemplified these values and more. If there's maybe one that I would add and maybe be a little bit goofy. Levi has not only shown these values, but he's promoted these values for others, not just in the community around here within his troop, but beyond. And being an Eagle Scout, I know that Levi will continue to exemplify these values in his life, to support that mission of scouting beyond.
Thank you. Now for Scoutmaster Minute, I'd like to invite Mr. Meyer again up here.
All right, I'm a little short on hands. Being in our troop, we have a tradition during the Scoutmaster's Minute that the Scoutmaster's walking stick can't touch the ground. And I think that's, so I don't get to take breaks and lean on it and keep my speech short. So I will do my best today, but no guarantees, Rana, sorry. I'm on the clock. 2. Good. At least it's, all right. Thank you, Levi, for having me here this afternoon. I've been involved with scouting for almost 40 years. I've held many jobs, but by far, one of my favorites is being a Scoutmaster. And my favorite part of being a Scoutmaster is afternoons just like this, where we get to celebrate our Eagle Scouts. This afternoon, I'd like to take a minute, or maybe several, to talk about leadership. I think it's only fitting as we gather today to celebrate Levi's Eagle Scout Awards. Among many accomplishments in his scouting career, those that stand out to me the most are the times where Levi answered the call to leadership. He's been a patrol leader, a senior patrol leader, both for our troop and for our National Jamboree contingent. He's attended NYLT and served on NYLT staff, and most recently he's joined our summer camp staff and leading one of the instructors of the Scoutcraft area. Just a few days ago in our troop, we held an ILST course for our scouts. This is an introduction to leadership skills for the troop. We often talk about the skills of leadership with our scouts, both in formal trainings and in courses, and part of each scout's growth along their journey. Many scouts here have attended NYLT, and so they know even more about them, like Levi. Of the 11 leadership skills taught in these courses, I believe one of the most important is setting the example. There's an old saying that sums it up well. It goes something like this. I'll paraphrase. What you do speaks so loudly that I'm not able to hear what you say. In other words, don't tell me what is right. Show me by your example. It seems to me that when it comes to setting an example, we are all leaders. Even if you're not a patrol leader or a senior patrol leader, the way you conduct yourself will rub off on other scouts. If one scout is goofing off or sloppy in their habit, there's a temptation to say, well, Levi's getting away with it, why shouldn't I? And that may be human nature, but it's not the nature of a good scout or a good troop. A good patrol and troop have to work like a team, with every member setting an example of scout-like behavior. And I can think of no better example of a scout than Levi. As we gather in fellowship this afternoon, let us all think about how we can be better examples to our scouts, to our friends, to our community. Let our example show our pride in our troop and in ourselves as scouts and as young people. Congratulations, Levi, again. Thank you all.
Thank you. And now, for the closing of the court, Mr. Gamache.
First of all, Levi, congratulations on behalf of myself and my wife, Doris, both of us have been with the troop since 1991. So we've been around a few years. We've seen this before. So this is get yourself ready. This is the one everybody's been waiting for. By the authority invested in me as the Commissioner of the Golden Gate Area Council, I declare this National Eagle Court closed.
All right, before you all stand up and start running toward the door, we are going to do closing flags before we end. A couple of announcements. There is food and refreshments after the ceremony in the back, as well as tacos as promised. For dining areas, there is tables on the left and right of you, as well as you may sit in the pews. All right, sounds good.
Thank you. I'm sure Levi will continue to be an excellent servant leader throughout his life. And now, I'd like to welcome Jacob Meyer again, the SPL of Troop 444, to lead us in closing flags.
May the audience please rise. Color guard, attention. Audience, attention. Color guard, forward march. Color guard, halt. Color guard, prepare to retrieve the colors. Scout hand salute. Color guard, retrieve the colors. 2. Color guard reform. Color guard, forward march. Color guard, halt. Color guard, dismissed. Audience, dismissed.